Welcome back to Robot Reviews. Big one this year.
Yep, this is our #1 selling driver this year, actually.
Okay, Callaway Paradym standard model.
Yep, this is kind of right in the middle of everything. Does everything you'd want it to. It's got the adjustable weight in the back, heel to toe. You know, I tend to miss it right, so I got the thing in the heel. Probably should have tried the Big Bertha, other than the one time I did.
Yep.
But you know, really good driver all around. I mean, there's really not anything this is not good at.
They, you know, the two big boys this year. They made a big push towards carbon and the carbon chassis. I like you. I'm a big fan of the movable weight in the back. As a fitter, I think that's an absolute must for drivers.
Right.
So I kind of I stick with drivers that try and do that. And then you got the hosel adjustability as well.
Right, and it doesn't rotate, which is another advantage we keep forgetting about.
Yeah, when we're thinking about
especially when you're puring shafts, and you know, some of the shafts that aren't super consistent. We try not to carry those, but they do exist.
Yeah.
As you rotate that thing, you know, I've seen shafts change, 10 CPMs, which is a full flex. So as you're rotating the shaft around, you're changing not just the face angle and the lie angle, you're actually changing the shaft entirely. So Callaway doesn't have that issue, which is big.
That's proprietary to them, I think. I mean, Titleist are pretty close, but
it does rotate still, though, and it screws the grip up. If you got a rib on your grip or whatever, that's a problem. And I do on my driver, so I can't really mess with that much. But I can play with this all I want.
Exactly right.
Which stays all the way in the heel, by the way.
Never goes to the top.
No.
As much as Callaway had some great products last year with that Rogue ST, I thought that was a killer driver. I loved that thing.
Yep.
This was an easy transition for most people, and the sound was different for sure because it was a lot more carbon, a lot duller. And we said yesterday in another interview, it was kind of 50-50. Some people love it, some people don't.
Right.
But
this one sounded pretty good, though.
I think it is. This is
not one of the bad sounding drivers by any means.
No, and it's a lot more understated. The last driver had some orange splash across it.
Yeah, it was not. Well, I'm not a big fan of orange for whatever reason.
Yeah, so this is much more neutral on top with the navy.
I got a black version of this, actually, is what I got.
Yeah, that looks really cool. Yeah. So let's take a look at the numbers here and see what stands out. Dispersion's very good, consistency rating, and let's just highlight the 12 degree here. 4.8 is probably the top of the pack.
That's as high as we've seen. Yep.
So in the 12 degree there, you're going to get really super consistent out of the center spots, and then ball speed. This thing was hot.
Yep.
Probably one of the hottest drivers out there this year, and that really shows up in our sales. Forgiveness and consistency and ball speed. I guess that pretty much gets a lot of people.
Yeah, it wins
in the
a
driver.
lot. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of other good drivers as well, but this one definitely won a lot.
And when you look at the spin launch, it's right in the middle. This one wasn't high or low. This was mid. Maybe a little more forgiving. I mean, the 12 is just a killer, actually. Looking at heel and toe, right up the top end. And even the other two models are only a 0.1 away from where that is. So it was an all-rounder.
Yep.
And that's why we sold a lot of them this year. It's hard to think where they're going to go, but we get surprised every year.
No, but it's pretty cool, the technology and stuff. If you take this thing taken apart, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but the front piece here, basically, this whole section comes off, and the weight in the back with the metal pieces comes off, and the middle is just all carbon.
Yeah, it's like three pieces basically, right? It's I loved it. I mean, I'm playing the other one, which we'll talk about in a minute, but this is for the bulk of players.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah, you got
wide range.
It's worth starting here at least to see where you're at.
Yeah.
Great stuff, Callaway.
Yep, they did a good job this year.
Cheers, mate.